All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Status Update numero trois for my non-French speaking friends. That is Status Update number three, and we got a jam-packed episode for you guys. I mean, a shit ton happened in the world of golf the last time we left off, and as Stain would say, it's been a while since I last saw you. Apologies for the early episode. This one's coming out Monday morning following a big Sunday, a big week, news dropping. We got an amateur winning on the PGA Tour. We got Rory McIlroy winning in Dubai, asserting his dominance in the desert again. We got a man, woman winning on a women's tour, which I will touch on since I don't think any other golf show is willing to touch on that, which I get. We got Tiger Woods apparel news. We got some players to watch. The return of Daniel Berger. He played great. Will Zalatoris showing a little bit of form as well. But before we get to all that, I feel like I have to whore myself out a little bit. Click the subscribe button, click the like button, comment what you want to see, comment what you think I'm doing correct, what I'm doing wrong, comment whatever. I don't give a shit. Make it your therapy session. Men would rather create a YouTube channel than go to therapy. You're goddamn right. All right, let's get into it. And we got to talk about Haley Davidson, no relation to Pete. No relation to the college in North Carolina. Haley Davidson, for those of you who do not know, is the transgender person, I think that is politically correct, who won on the NXXT tour this past weekend. And if you're wondering, Patrick, what the fuck is the NXXT tour? You and me both. So pretty much this tour is the double A ball, no pun intended, the Hooters Tour. It feeds up into the Epson Tour, which feeds up into the LPGA. So double A ball, which is quite ironic. I understand that saying that out loud. Haley Davidson, in a field of 25 women, won at 3 over. She won a golf tournament in Florida. She won a couple grand, and the internet went haywire. Both sides of the aisle. Political Patrick, I'm putting my hat on. And I get it. Haley Davidson played as a male in college, Division III Wilmington University. I did a little research on this person, competed as a male up to 2015, and gender reassignment. Do not ask me about the science about that. Came in 2022, so pretty recently, a year and a half, whatever it may be. She won at 3 over. I don't care what golf course you're on. That's probably not going to get the job done in the upper echelon of professional sport, men or women, but she won at 3 over. And people are in a tizzy because she's number one on this tour currently. The top 5 points getters for the year get 2 starts into the Epson Tour. New York Post reported it wrong. They said 10, it's 2. And if you finish inside the top 10, it's like the PGA Tour. If you finish inside the top 10 in a tournament, you get to play the following week. If you win the tournament, you get membership on the tour. And then from there, if I mean, God forbid, she balls out, she gets membership on the Epson Tour, and she now has an inside track to the LPGA. But I think there's a couple ways to look at this. One, she's 30 years old. Likely, the odds of making it to the LPGA as a 30-year-old right now, who's on the NXXT Tour, are like 0.1%. They're extremely minimal. And so I do, I guess, sympathize with her, which from the fact that people only care about this because she's having success. If she finished 25th, it was only a 25-person field, mind you. It's not like she's winning a big time event. 25-person field. If she finishes 25th, no one gives a shit. But on the flip side, if you do support her and you're voicing praise, you are also, you might not realize it, you are inadvertently diminishing what real women, women from birth, are accomplishing at the athletic ranks. Would it be fair if Joel Embiid got a sex change and competed at the WNBA? Oh, it's apples to oranges. It would never happen. Well, take a penny, leave a penny. At first, it starts with this, and then what does it turn into? So I feel bad for her that people are coming after her. It sucks. Do whatever the hell you want to do with your body, with your life. I do not care. But at the same time, for those supporting her, you have to realize you think you're an ally, but really you're diminishing the work, the effort, the talent of women who are working their tails off to get to this stage. And I think that's lost on a lot of people because it is unfair. We've seen it in swimming. I mean, I let's stick some of these people out on the gridiron. Okay, if we want fair is fair, let's put them on the football field, put them in pads, and let's line up. See me in the A gap. I'd probably get lit up, but an actual NFL player would be more than fine. So that's all I got to say about that. Let's get on to a ballsy performance by Amateur. Big day for the brand. Amateur status. I still have it. Don't worry. Status update. It's all built on amateurs, like the NCAA. Let's get to Nick Dunlap, the 20-year-old stud out of the University of Alabama or Alabama University. I'm not sure how they work. Winning on the PGA Tour at 29 under par. Tournament scoring record. Fends off U.S. Ryder Cup member Sam Burns. Fends off two-time PGA champion, 15-time PGA Tour winner Justin Thomas. First amateur to win on the PGA Tour since Phil Mickelson in Tucson in 1991. Only the third in the last 6 decades. Scott Verplank won in the mid-'80s as well. Youngest winner on the PGA Tour since Jordan Spieth at the John Deere Classic. Tom Kim from the Wyndham is in the neighborhood as well. And there's a lot to take in here. One, it's unbelievable opportunity for Nick Dunlap moving forward with the win, 2-year exemption on to the PGA Tour. If he wants, he can wait until 2025, start his year at Kapalua, which is another perk. But his status runs out at the end of 2026, no matter what. He can start whenever. It just depends on when he wishes to. 2-year status on the PGA Tour. He is into all 8 signature events on the PGA Tour. So when we think of guys transitioning from the amateur rank to professional golf, they often have to go through mini tours. They have to go through Corn Ferry Tour. They have to go through Monday qualifiers. It is fucking tough. It is the best of the best. You have to go out and shoot pretty much what Nick Dunlap did this week, low 60s every single round, just to sniff the top of the leaderboard. We saw someone like Akshay Bhatia do this. It took him a while. He's still only 21 years old, but he's been in a professional for what, 3 years now, maybe 4. I think he turned when he was 17, and it was a struggle for him, but you learn a lot. And since Nick Dunlap won, he doesn't have to do any of that. He gets to learn, if he does choose to go professional, he gets to learn at Riviera, at Pebble Beach, at Bay Hill, in small 80-man fields with guaranteed paydays, which is not going to be a concern. Granted, it's not going to be a concern at all, given sponsorships, given NIL if he chooses to go back to the college. But this really, I don't think it should come as a massive surprise. I'm not trying to take away anything that Nick Dunlap accomplished. What he did was stupid, historic, unbelievable. 20 years old. 20-year-olds should be trying to get a fake ID from China. They should be sneaking into their college bars. They should be cramming for midterms, pulling all-nighters. They shouldn't be winning on the PGA Tour. Normal 20-year-olds do not do that. But he isn't a normal 20-year-old. He won the U.S. Amateur, reigning U.S. Amateur champ. Already was in the field for the Masters in the field for the U.S. Open. He's now in the field for the PGA Championship too. He won the U.S. Junior. Only two men ever have won the U.S. Junior and the U.S. Amateur. Tiger Woods, Nick Dunlap. He's won the North-South, a massive amateur event. He's won the Northeast Amateur as well. Second team All-American. First team All-SEC. The kid's a stud. But it really is just, he just happens to be the poster child right now of all the resources these junior golfers, these young golfers have. When I was coming up, it was a big deal to get on a system, to get on a TrackMan, to see your numbers. And you really didn't know what they were really about. I didn't like spin rate, RPM, swing speed, ball speed, great. Attack angle, sure. But you didn't really know. These guys are on it 24/7, TrackMan, course management systems, the best coaches in the world, the facilities. It all adds up. You bring in all these different factors, put it into the pot, mix it around. And a kid like Nick Dunlap, who shot 59 when he was 12 years old, that's going to be the new. Did you know Cameron Young's father was a professional at Sleepy Hollow Golf Club? That's the new that moving forward if Nick Dunlap does pan out, which everyone believes he will. I mean, world number 3 amateur at the moment. This is a culmination of all the resources these young guys get. And it's only going to be more and more. We see the young talent like Gordon Sargent, like Ludwig Aubert, I mean, Tom Kim's still 21, Akshay's still 21. There's so much young talent, and it's tough not to look at this win from the perspective of the greater ecosystem in golf with Live Golf, PGA Tour, and people were getting chippy online. I get it. You got to protect your house. You got to, you've made your bed. You got to sleep in it. When something good happens, you got to let people know. But it's true. If you want to become a star in golf, you go to the PGA Tour. Live Golf, what they're doing is fantastic, but it takes a lot of time to build up history, to build up infrastructure, and to build up legacy. Decades. That's one of the biggest cards, if not the biggest calling card the PGA Tour has right now. Because what are you going to say? Oh, he's the second winner of Live Golf Greenbrier. Doesn't really have the same ring to it. And so when you see someone like Eugenio Chikara, a fantastic young player out of Oklahoma State, he wins Live Golf Bangkok last year. Should be a big deal. The kid beats the field of Bryson, Brooks, Phil, DJ. That takes guts. But the problem for Live right now in their infancy stage is they can't create stars. The only way they can hope to create them at the moment is through the major championships. They need someone like a Eugenio Chikara or David Pugh to qualify for the U.S. Open and make a run. And you know what? That's not even through their own circuit that they're creating a star. That's by association, pretty much. So if you're a young kid and you want to be talked about in the same conversation as Tiger Woods, hell, even Phil Mickelson, who's not with the PGA Tour anymore, you have to go to the PGA Tour. And that is still their number one bargaining chip moving forward. As for what I was impressed with by Nick Dunlap, you got to look to his approach play. You got to look to his medal. Par 4 7th, makes a huge mistake, shanks one off the tee, looks like a weekend hacker, ends up making a double bogey. Sam Burns, different conversation. Makes about a 10-foot birdie putt. Kind of gives him a look like, game on, young fella. You and me for 11 holes. Hope you're ready. All tied. Dunlap grabs the lead back momentarily. Burns birdies 10. He birdies 11. One stroke lead. They exchange birdies on 14. They had a 16. And Dunlap's just cool as a cucumber, man. Cool as a cucumber. He took punch after punch. He gave a couple counter punches on the way as well. Fantastic, really just nifty up and in on 16. Does the veteran wise thing on 17. Find the green and let your opponent crash and burn. I think you look back at this tournament and the second shot by Sam Burns, blasting it further right than Donald Trump, pretty much. This is a political show. I hope you didn't forget that. Not getting up and down, blasting it right again, just a wipey swing, and then double crossing on 18. But the second into 16, you could tell Burns was feeling it a little bit because what is more pressure? A 20-year-old being 20 years old and trying to win on the PGA Tour, or being a five-time PGA Tour winner, expected to beat expected to beat the 20-year-old amateur. You don't want to be the guy who messes up. You're not the one playing with house money. Nick Dunlap is, metaphorically speaking, because he didn't win the $1.3 million. That goes to Christian Bezuidenhout. Shout out to him. All right. Kudos to Nick Dunlap. Roll Tide roll. He should turn professional. There's no better place to learn than the upper echelon top tier PGA Tour events. He has an opportunity to do that. I think it would be unwise if he didn't, but I understand if you want to stay in college and just get paid out through probably Nick Saban's like Mercedes dealerships in the NIL. He's going to be a millionaire no matter what. So kudos to him. Hat tip. Congratulations. A true where were you moment. Also in that final group, Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas. Is he back? Many are saying so. JT finished T3 minus 27, behind, two strokes behind Nick Dunlap. Statistically, fourth from tee to green, inside the top 15 in each category, strokes gain category. And people are saying he's back. This is his fourth straight top five finish, dating back to the Fortinet, South Africa Hero World Challenge, and now this. He moves up to world number 25. He withdrew from the Farmers Insurance Open because he's going to be in the field for the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, the first signature event, since he is securely inside the top 30 in the world. But I think we need to slow down a little bit with JT. Just a little bit. I loved what I saw from him. And I feel like I'm Justin Thomas's biggest critic just because I was one of the people who early on in 2023 was like, something is wrong with this guy's game. And it could be course management, it could be ego, it could be confidence. But I look to two swings in particular because Justin Thomas easily could have won this golf tournament as well. I look to two swings, and I look to his statistics from 2022 to 2023. So in 2022, Justin Thomas ranked first on the PGA Tour in proximity from 75 to 100 yards. Do you think Justin Thomas? Do you think about the off-speed pitches, the slow arms with the wedges? In 2023, he ranked 100th in that category. It looks like the wedge plays back. It really does. But where swing changes take longer to materialize are the full swings, the more difficult clubs to hit, the long irons. Justin Thomas, one of the best long iron players throughout his career. In 2022, he ranked 10th on the PGA Tour in proximity from over 200 yards. In 2023, he ranked outside the top 135. And you look where Justin Thomas lost this golf tournament with two swings. The par 5 fifth from just outside 200 yards and the par 5 11th from 230-ish yards. Both with a long iron in hand. Both shots found the water. He ends up making par on the par 5 fifth. He makes bogey on the par 5 11th. Realistically, he lost 3 shots in those 2 swings. Those 3 shots, he's 30 under. He wins the golf tournament. I know it's not that simple. Circumstances would change on the back nine, but it's hard not to look at that. And I think for Justin Thomas, when it comes to these shots in particular, could it be part golf swing? Sure. I think mostly it is his ego and confidence. Justin Thomas can pull off that rope hook, long iron, start it on the right side of the green, go at a left front tucked pin. He can do that. That is fine. But that is not the golf shot you should be hitting when you have one, the best short game in the fucking world. The 1-on-5, that's fine. It's early in the round. You want to send a message. Cool. The 1-on-11 was dumb. It was a very dumb golf shot because you have all, and this would have been a great time to have producer Pat or intern Rick have the video showing, graphic, maybe the whole. God damn it. But on 11, you have the entire world to work with on the right side. The pin is tucked front left. You have a water hazard lining that portion of the green. You should be nowhere near it. Bail out to the right, get up and down. Like I said, the best short game in the world. Statistically, it is backed up. But instead, what Justin Thomas does is, oh, I'm a natural fader of the golf ball. I hit the ball left to right. I could have easily just, okay, maybe I want to start it at the middle of the green. If it fades a little bit, I'm on the right side. If it fades a lot and I bail out, I have an easy up and down for birdie. No, 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 no. What I do, what I, Justin Thomas, do instead, oh, we're going to start this at the middle of the green, turn it over. We're hitting a draw to this pin. We're hitting the draw we're hitting it, so we are shaping it towards the trouble. Yeah, this is the time to be aggressive. It's not even close. He dribbles it into the water. He doesn't even land it on the green or anything. So I think for Justin Thomas, he's certainly trending back to the player he was. But there are still some aspects of his game. He looks like he's putting much better, which is huge for him. Short game's great. Driver's always going to be pretty wayward, I think, but he's still decently long. For him to be back, the player who has won 15 times on the PGA Tour, FedEx Cup champ, 2-time PGA champion, players champion, for him to be back, just keep an eye on the long irons. Because once he gets those going, then I will say he is back. He's very close, and I'm a critic by nature, but those 2 shots really stuck out to me. And it could be as much as course management as it is golf swing. So something to keep in mind. A potential conservative route, like I said, this is a political show, might be a better option for JT moving forward. And we got to talk about one of Justin Thomas's good friends, actually. And that is Ricky Fowler. Yeah, the Rickster is struggling. It is not good right now. He, after finishing 55th maybe at the Century, he beat like 2 or 3 guys. Comes to the American Express, shoots 2 under, including a 3rd round 4 over 76. On Saturday, I know they're on different golf courses. He lost to Nick Dunlap by 16 strokes. He beat 8 players this week. He lost to Michael Block. Not great. And for as resurgent and great as Ricky Fowler's 2023 was, and it's great. Set the record at the U.S. Open for low round in the U.S. Open, contended there, won at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, member of the U.S. Ryder Cup team. But we talked about this a little bit last summer. The biggest beneficiary of all the hoopla around Justin Thomas going into the Ryder Cup was Ricky Fowler. he was really bad after the Rocket Mortgage Classic, like really bad. Did he completely deserve a captain's pick? If you wanted to be critical of the boys' club, instead of pointing the finger at Justin Thomas, which this is all, of course, hindsight 2020, the finger might have been pointed at Ricky Fowler. One, horrible in the Ryder Cup. Two, wasn't really playing all that good of golf. And since that win at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, you have zero top 20 finishes in full field events. He finished top 20 at the Hero in a 20-man field. He finished top 20 at the Tour Championship in a 30-man field, staggered start. Outside of those, he has zero top 20 finishes since his win in Detroit. He has that horrible Ryder Cup performance. He had the sniffles as well. He gave Tommy Fleetwood the clinching putt about 3 feet, which is still insane to me that he did that. And over the last half year, which it has been more than since Ricky Fowler won on the PGA Tour, since that win, he is outside the top 70. He's outside the top 100 in total strokes gained off the tee, outside the top 70 putting and tee to green. Iron play is still decent, but everywhere else has been really bad. And in Kapalua, he talked about what this season is all about for him. 35 years old, looking for win number 7, looking to maybe grab a major championship. For all the criticism around Ricky Fowler, one thing he has done throughout his career is play really good golf in major championships. Finished runner-up 2014 U.S. Open at Pinehurst. They come back this year. Maybe he gives it another run. But he said this year is all about validation for him. It's all about validating all the hard work that occurred in 2023 is real. All the good golf he played is real. He is back. He is an upper echelon, top tier professional golfer. It's 7 rounds. It's very early in the PGA Tour season. But they have been 7 really bad rounds on really easy golf courses. So I think it's just something to keep in mind moving forward with Ricky Fowler. Is he actually going to be the player he was in 2023? Or is the 35-year-old trending towards a 40-year-old golfer? I don't know. I don't know. He's not in the field this week at the Farmers since they broke up. All right. Last but not least, I don't want to talk about Tiger Woods and the Sunday Red apparel. That was like the worst kept secret in the world. And we have these aggregator accounts breaking the news that everyone already knew about, that TaylorMade and Tiger are going to create a clothing line, which I said. Oh, and then you have the streetwear boys saying, oh, Rory McIlroy and Grayson might get together because of an Instagram post. Like, listen to the episode, fellas. Come on. My business idea, though, for Sunday Red, while I have you, we trademark Sunday Dread, kind of play on Sunday Scaries. For those of you who don't know, Sunday Scaries, very big for like Gen Z millennial types right now. We trademarked Sunday Dread, and we just sell t-shirts with Tiger's mugshot on it. If someone does that out there, give me 49% of the company, and I'm okay with it. We got to talk about Rory McIlroy, though. Last topic number 5. Rory wins in Dubai, the Hero Dubai Desert Classic, for the 4th time in his career, 2nd straight year. First player to win this tournament 4 times. Ernie Els had won it 3 times. First person to defend it since Stephen Gallagher in 2014, maybe. He comes from 10 back at the halfway point. Beats Cam Young by 2. Beats Adrian Meronk by 1. DP World Tour Player of the Year, Adrian Meronk. Cameron Young, completely different conversation for a different day. We will get to him. I don't have time for him right now. He infuriates me to no end. Rory McIlroy comes from 10 back. Buoyed by 3rd round 63. Plays smart, methodical golf. on the final day. It gets people chatting, gets people talking. Is this Rory McIlroy's year? He just finished second the week before at the Dubai Invitational to Tommy Fleetwood. Definitely should have won that tournament as well. Think about it. He had a quadruple bogey. He had a three putt from 3 feet, and he had a water ball on the 72nd hole. And he only lost by one to Tommy Fleetwood, who's playing like a top, let's say, 15 player in the world at the moment. I don't give a shit what Rory McIlroy does. Straight up, I do not care what Rory McIlroy does until the Masters. And I think I said this last week. It is unfair how we judge him, mind you. It's unfair how we look at Rory McIlroy. But when you are going to go down as this generation's greatest golfer, I know there's DJ, I know there's Brooks, but you have Rory McIlroy, who's a four-time major champion. This was win number 34 of his career. He hasn't been outside the top 20 in the world like since he was born, pretty much. That's really not an exaggeration. He's been top 20 in the world, I think, like for the last 12, maybe like 13, 14 years. I'd have to look it up. My rundown's a little light today, but I'd have to look it up. It's been more than a decade since Rory McIlroy's name has been outside the top 20 in the official world golf rankings. I'll say that. And so when you are that good for that long, you don't get to be judged like normal golfers. You don't get to be judged like Xander Schauffele or Patrick Cantlay. Is it different if Xander won the American Express? Yes. But he's not Rory McIlroy. For Rory McIlroy, you get judged 4 times a year. That's kind of the game you play when you are one of the best golfers of this generation, if not the best, and potentially one of the best of all time if you can clip a couple more majors. And so it's fantastic. It's a great win for him. There's still some issues in his game that even he brought up. The big left miss, the last hole at the Dubai Invitational cost him. You look at the back nine Sunday at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. I think he had 3 or 4 misses to the left. Got away more or less unscathed from those, but man, when I think Rory McIlroy and big left miss, it's hard not to think about number 10 at Augusta National, him in the cabins. But it's a great win for Rory. I'm impressed by his longevity, his greatness over a decade plus. It should be applauded, and it is for the most part. He has his boys in the corner hooting and hollering for him, but it's expected from him to win on the DP World Tour in a field of this caliber in Dubai, where he dominates throughout his career. Will it do anything for the Masters in 3 months? I think that's really tough to say. I think it's tough for us to say, oh, Rory's going to draw back on the final round at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. I think the one thing he could take from this is the 2023 Masters. He talked about how he looked at the leaderboard and Brooks Koepka was already 10 strokes ahead of him. He made a couple early birdies. Brooks is in the house at 8 under, 7 under, whatever it was. And he's like, holy shit, I'm 10 strokes back right now. The one thing he can take away from this is he was 10 strokes back of Cameron Young with 36 to go. And he clipped him by 2. Maybe he beat him by a dozen over the last 36 holes. Cameron Young's not a bad player. Cameron Young easily could have a major championship. Between the PGA Championship and between the Open Championship, easily could have one. He should be a multiple-time PGA Tour winner right now, but he isn't, but he should be. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway that Rory McIlroy will take away from this win in Dubai is plenty of time left. You do not have to be perfect for 72 holes to win a major championship. It's fine if you get off to a somewhat slow start because major championships are like physical fitness tests. The longer they go, the tougher they are, the cream rises to the top. And Rory McIlroy is certainly part of that cream. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you very much. Farmers Insurance Open this upcoming week. Probably some news about John Rahm's Live Golf Team per the grapevine. Obviously, their season is starting soon as well. I got to thank producer Pat, you lazy son of a bitch, intern Rick, you dumbass. I am Patrick. This was Status Update number 3. We'll be talking soon.